Hello everyone, welcome to the NightThemedRave. I am one of your hosts, Raven the Wraith. Just call me Raven, and I'm joined with our usual hosts, Monkey.
Hello everyone! My name is Lord and Monkey. I am, as usual, very wholesome and glad to be back.
And Karma.
Welcome everybody, I'm Air Karma, the scuffed one of these podcasts.
And tonight's episode is going to be about the Jak and Daxter games. I have never played these games. Monkey, have you?
No, but something just popped in my brain.
What?
To fill in the blank when there is nothing, should we put just an image of Jak and Daxter?
We could.
It's not a bad idea, if you can find a good one.
Well, I figured I'd just put, like, the image of them standing together.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It will take me just a moment. Karma, introduce us to the episode.
So, tonight is going to be about Jak and Daxter. It is a 4-game series. It's about a young man named Jak and his friend Daxter who go on adventures and save the world 3 times.
You just described every single game of that genre.
That's what Jak and Daxter is, though. You have to remember, Monkey, this series was made in 2000s. It was between 2000 and 2010.
Here we go. So yes, Karma is our resident expert on this game series. Me and Monkey have never played them, but we have heard of them, and we did watch a video recapping the 3 games.
I personally have played all 3.
Yeah, but I thought you're close to finishing the third one.
So, I'm close to... So, I've played all 3. That doesn't mean I've beat all 3 yet.
I have watched a video about the speedrunning history of Jak and Dex too. Pretty good video.
Really?
Yeah. It mostly talks about how the hoverboard glitch was found, and how the hoverboard is mostly used to skip large sections of the game, even in any percent or the other version.
Yeah, that is true. The hoverboard certainly was a thing for many glitches in the game.
But yeah, what's the hoverboard glitch?
You basically, if I remember correctly, you double jump, ground pound, and then hoverboard, and then it lets you get another double jump in, and then you can continue to do that to get infinite height.
Oh.
It seems simple to pull off, but it's also tricky at the same time.
How so?
Because if you land an input wrong, or you time your ground pound wrong, it won't work.
Yeah.
And do you take fall damage?
No.
Unless you're in a part of the game where you're hovering over a pit, and then you will get reset.
Yeah, but other than that, there's no fall damage.
In that game.
At the top of the current area you're in, I would say.
Okay, but if you're in an open space, like what would be the like highest you could go?
Probably the skybox.
Eh.
I mean, it's a difficult question to answer because there's no landmarks or anything there, Monkey. It's just air. Nice.
Yeah. So the
Don't worry,
hoverboard
we
was
can all
only
tell
really
you're
in
reading.
Jak. The hoverboard was only in Jak 3, so.
Oh, it was Jak
Jak
3.
Jak,
Okay.
Jak Yeah, it was only in Jack 3. In Jack 2, you get the jet board, and in Jack 1, you don't get anything like that.
Damn sad.
I forget which video I watched it on. I thought it was 2, but it may have been 3 then.
No, the hoverboard's in 3. It's the jet board in 2.
Yeah, I don't remember what the video I watched was. I don't remember which board it was on. Yeah, so it was also a while ago. I did put the name, by the way. Video is by Exactity.
Exactly.
Exactity.
He speaks really fast.
Nah. I kept up with him perfectly fine, except for some
Yeah,
parts.
me too, but he still speaks
I kept
really
with him
fast.
pretty well.
Yeah.
That's also probably because of my extensive knowledge of the series.
Yeah, you have that advantage over us.
Alright, Monkey, how many questions do you have? Because I have
12.
10.
I have 12.
Okay. Then why don't we start with one of
Right,
your
you wanna-
questions?
I was gonna say, yeah. Let's start with a question.
I'm curious, like, where does eco come from? Like, is it created? Also, please
So-
explain to them what eco is so they don't get confused.
So eco is basically the energy of all things in the Jack and Daxter series. Most of it isn't corruptive and evil like dark eco. But most of the eco that you see is helpful, like blue eco, yellow eco, red eco, and green eco, which only really take relevance in the first game with the red, blue, yellow, and green sages, which are the eco experts.
So these guys are basically
eco- they're the experts of they're specialists of the eco of that color. Yes.
So it's basically like a mage specializing in fire magic.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, I guess. It's like magic.
It is, but at the same time, it's not, because eco doesn't have It does have some magical properties, but it's not inherently magic. Because if it was magic, then all people could harness the power of eco. Not everybody can.
Necessarily. Not every single magical universe has everyone able to wield magic.
Okay, that's a fair point. But very, very few people can harness the power of eco. And even fewer can harness all the eco, as we see that Jack can.
What makes him able to harness all the eco?
So that's actually his heritage, actually.
So what, like his blood allows him to wield all types of eco because he's a descendant of someone?
Yes. We'll get more into that, because that's technically spoilers
Oh yeah,
for
true.
the second game. For the second
Spoiler
game,
alert, by the way, for this episode.
though I wouldn't really call it that. The last real game was made in 2011.
Yeah, but still, spoiler warning if anyone who's like, ooh, I've heard of this game, I want to play it now.
True.
No, I just noticed in this cover art that or the picture that I've thrown up here, for some reason he has green hair. I don't know
Yes.
why.
Oh god, it's bugging me now.
So let's go to one of my questions. Why does Jack have yellow and green hair?
So, I couldn't find a definitive answer for that. So I'm just gonna say design choice to make him unique.
I think it
Compared to the
kinda works
others.
like JoJo art style.
No, I don't
Maybe.
think it does.
Depending on the
I-
atmosphere.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No?
I would say it's main character-ness.
Yeah, because he has a
The main
green
character stuff.
goatee, green eyebrows, and then yellow hair.
Yeah, like that would. It just makes him more of a main character.
He
So
just
more of the
fucking
main
dyed his hair. Come on,
vibe.
Raven. It's fashion. Yeah.
It looks fucking ugly.
Technically.
Well,
I mean,
That's
it's
really all
it does
fine
stand
for it.
out in the second and third game because there's not a lot of green or yellow, kind of. But it's
Right.
like, why not just give him green hair then?
well, then, like,
Design choice, really.
it looks
Really.
ugly, but like, maybe they're dyed. I don't know. Then again, it doesn't look good when you have like, I don't know, like brown facial hair and then like flashing green hair.
That's my point, though. We should have just had all green or all yellow.
I know. It would have looked better this way.
It
I
does
agree.
not look better the way it currently is in game. It
There's
certainly
really
doesn't
not a-
overshadow the main character, Daxter. True.
Daxter is the main character. True.
Of the second game, at the very least, yeah.
We're just not worthy of playing Daxter.
I mean, the entire game.
Daxter is
Go ahead, Monk.
Daxter is the best. Daxter is the best video game sidekick to this
No.
day.
Nah.
Yes.
Clank.
Yes.
Mm. Oh, true.
Oh, you
Clank.
And Clank dance like Daxter can dance.
Yes.
Does
He
have
also wears a
great
tuxedo.
one-liners like Daxter does.
I looked at these two. It was like those two are literally Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. It does really feel like the same studio or something, or they got the ideas from each other for their partner sidekick duo, whatever.
But they also were released around the same time period, so
Yeah. I definitely say I prefer
think
Ratchet
that
and
takes
Clank
the break
because
as
it's a lot simpler, but that's just me.
No,
it's
I
probably
like
also
them
the
too.
first one you played as well.
Yeah. I never played Jack and Daxter, so. I always want to
I've
call them
always-
Jacks, by
I've
the way.
always. he did. I personally played Jack and Daxter somewhat growing up, so I've always felt more inclined to them.
Yeah, I
than
understand
Ratchet and
that.
Clank.
I mean, even then, Ratchet and Clank fell off later in years. It sounds like these guys also had a bad fourth sequel, so. Apparently,
Yes.
after Uncharted, they're supposed to be making a Jack and Dexter movie, though.
Ooh, I bet Karma's gonna be watching
Wouldn't
that.
put much for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Wouldn't put much for it.
Monkey, do you have a
Not
second
would.
question?
I have 12 second questions.
Okay, we'll ask the second of your 12.
Good. You know the Mist Island?
I remember the Mist Island.
The island.
Yeah.
The
Why
island.
are they forbidden to
Got
go
it.
on it beyond the fact that it's just a law?
Filled with monsters.
Yeah, but how do they know? Like it's apparent that the people on the Ratchet and Clank Island don't know what's on there. So if they don't know, like, my point is like, if you want to keep someone from going somewhere, inform them what the fuck is going on. Scare them enough away.
So, because Misty Island was only in Jack and Daxter Precursor Legacy, I would say that it mostly comes from folklore from Sandover Village, which is the village that you start off in the very first game of the series.
Mhm.
I would say it's folklore. It's not forbidden, it's more discouraged.
Yeah, it's We Don't Talk About Bruno.
What?
Also, yeah, I just want to point out Beautiful Origin. Really? Yeah, Beautiful Origin. RNC was more popular, I think, because the cover didn't have a gun, so parents were more comfortable buying it for kids. Meanwhile, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal and Ratchet and Clank Full Commando existed.
Yeah, I can see that.
So,
the very first game didn't have any type of weapons of kind. It was so. I mean, I can see why that would be more prevalent. Parents.
Yeah. So, lurkers are the main enemies of the first game. And in the video, he says lurkers are the entire wildlife. If that's true, how does anyone get meat?
Well, they're not the entire wildlife.
Good girl, lurker.
Most of the wildlife is a lurker of some kind. But not all lurkers are out to hurt people. Only the ones corrupted by dark eco are. All lurkers are dark eco lurkers. Most of the ones you find in the Precursor Legacy are. So they have lurker meat, it's just not mentioned.
Okay. So they do eat lurkers.
Right, but not the ones that are corrupted by the dark eco.
That sweet lurker meat with some dark eco spices on it.
Yeah. The forbidden lurker.
It's like the forbidden fruit, but more dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think the forbidden fruit will claw your face off.
No, it's just gonna get you kicked out of paradise.
Yes, but if your best way to play these games is either get a PlayStation 3, buy the remasters, or just emulate the PS2 versions.
Yeah. It is a PlayStation exclusive game series.
Yeah, he's basically saying, though, how it sucks how they're not on PS4 or 5.
They are on PS4. You have to get the remastered version for those as well.
I thought it was only on PS3.
No, they've also upgraded it for PS4 as well.
Okay.
It's more relevant on the PS3 because that's where it's mostly known from.
Okay, Monkey's question next.
Yes.
As soon as he's done swallowing.
I want to know the lore behind the precursors.
Lore behind the Precursors?
Yeah.
Well, that would be for the third game, really.
Yes and no.
Like, before the third game, what was the lore behind them? What did we know about them? What was common knowledge?
They were a race of ancient people that had a lot of technology and could control eco that have disappeared.
Okay, but is there more than that, or is it just like, ooh, mysterious people, yay?
No, it's just mysterious people.
Sad.
I thought it was going to be humans. Because you notice that all of the humanoids in this game have elf ears. Yeah. So I thought that was going to be the twist, was that it's actually a post-apocalyptic world. But turns out I was wrong and right.
Well, yeah, you did get the
post-apocalyptic
part of it, right?
Yeah, I just didn't, I was picturing a human world, like our world, to be the, before the post-apocalyptic part. So, this is a question I'm pretty sure you can't answer, but I want to ask it anyway. How many, or I'm not sure how to word this, but I worded it, how many species of lurker are there? And by that I mean, like, how many different
Well,
types of lurker are there?
So, I've actually counted it before you asked this question.
Okay.
Before we started, I actually counted 27.
In-game as enemies, or just in general?
Game as enemies. I
So
couldn't find anything else about it.
Did you include, like, the lurker balloons from the third game?
So, the lurker balloons from the third game they are lurkers from the first game. Just
Blown up?
Yeah, because lurkers used to be enemies of people that were corrupted by Dark Eco. Something got that corruption out of them, and so they became the labor force that we'd see in the second and third games.
Well, now I have another question. How did they become balloons? I don't usually picture an animal-like creature becoming a balloon.
It is unlikely.
Not unless you, like, stitch a bunch of them together.
Or you can inflate their ball sacks.
We're not talking about Tanukas here.
So, the lurker balloons are not actually lurkers. They're just called them.
I was lied to.
Yeah, they're not actually lurkers. They're called that by people because they look similar to the lurkers that people know of.
That even raises more questions.
Yes.
Either way, let's go on to the monkey's next question then, unless you have anything else you want to add to that.
I don't.
I'm also okay, right? You know the elf girl whose name I don't remember. When the fuck did she pop in? The guy never mentions it. With like greenish hair.
The one who builds the machines?
Yeah.
Kira?
Yes, Kira.
She's been there since the beginning. She's been there since the beginning.
Yeah, but I know, but like in the first game, when he talked about the first game, she can just popped in. He never explained where she came from.
She is Samos's granddaughter. Or father or something like that. Either way, the first introduction to Kira is that. She pops from the background and says, I can get you there. My machine I've been building. That is how we're introduced to Kira.
So she's just that character that like knows how to build shit.
Well, she's also a love interest of Jack.
I know, like she's basically the brains / main girl.
She's the final girl in the non-horror movie. Yeah, she's just the love interest and the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
Just that.
Just that. I'd call her a pretty face, but she isn't.
I mean, because technically Daxter is the comedic relief. We have Kira as the brains of the operation, and then Jack's the muscle.
The muscle.
The main character.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem like an idiot, though.
I mean, he doesn't speak in the first game, so...
But you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't come across
He doesn't
as an
speak
idiot.
as a child either.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. He doesn't speak until he's been corrupted with Dark Eco.
His first words. I'm gonna kill Baron Praxis.
Those are the first words he ever spoke. Not even on camera, that's canon. Those are the first words ever heard out of his mouth.
Yep. Yep.
And then he didn't kill Braxis, or whatever his name was.
No, he didn't. Wanted to.
Yeah, he definitely tried to. He just
going
didn't.
to.
He couldn't
In the
do
end,
it.
he
He
didn't.
wasn't tough enough. Alright, my next question is, why would Daxter want to stay as an animal? Because I couldn't remember the name of what the fuck the creature he was.
Ocelot.
Ocelot. No, that's not right.
Is there like
That
a
is-
seal and a weasel or something along those lines?
Yeah, it's a weasel and an ocelot combined or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like an oxalot is what we called it.
Yeah, something
What is
like that.
Because it's not Ocelot. This isn't Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid here. Though that would have
No,
been
it's
much
an
more
animal.
interesting.
He's an fuck.
Axolotl? He's from
Ocelot.
Minecraft. He's
Yeah,
an
that's
axolotl.
right.
Half otter, half weasel.
That's what it was.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the most complicated bullshit to pronounce ever.
Yeah.
Oxel. I almost had a
Yep.
stroke trying to say it. Wait.
You did.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, monkey. Hardly anybody can pronounce it correctly.
I just call him an
There's a
animal.
game called Daxter.
There's a movie,
I call him
or
Daxter.
there's a TV show called Dexter.
So,
Wait, so there's a fifth installment in the series
but the
called
reason he
Daxter.
stays an animal,
For
animal,
PSP.
did you mean from the end of the first game or the end of the third game?
No, end of the first game. I understand by the third game he's been an animal for so long he would probably want to stay an animal. But it feels like at the end of the first game he still would have wanted to become a human again, or whatever the fuck their race is.
So at the end of the first game, his choices were become a human,
What?
become a human, save the world. Become a human, save the world.
Yeah. I would have
Oh.
chose to become a human again. Fuck the world. I mean, it gets destroyed anyway. They don't know that at the time, but...
Technically destroyed by their own stupidity.
Yeah.
Technically.
Wait, I just realized something. What the fuck is a precursor egg? If the precursor is actually not... like, spoilers from the third game now. The precursor isn't actually, like, a thing. It's just a hologram, basically. So how the fuck do they have a precursor egg? What the fuck does that mean?
My guess is it's just a fucking gemstone that contains the hologram.
Okay, but Monkey, remember also there's the evil precursors. That's the entire antagonistic force of the third game.
Yes, the Dark Makers.
So you're telling me there's just evil holograms now?
Yeah, but don't forget that the holograms are just a projection for the actual precursors. Talk with.
Yeah, but precursors don't exist. Well, I mean, they do exist. They're weasels. But...
It's complicated.
okay, I guess the egg could be a weasel egg.
Exactly. Because mammals, like weasels, well, no, yeah, will lay eggs. There's
Exactly.
only one mammal that lays eggs, and it's called a platypus.
Monkey. We're talking about two animals combined in a fucking, like, futuristic alien game. I don't think they care about that.
Well, you could.
It's a fantasy game that was originally made for children. I would say that it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that they can just make up bullshit and call it canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not fun though if we don't try to find an explanation for it.
Disagree.
You disagree?
So let me tell you a theory. That actually happened before the third game was released. It was really prevalent before the third game was released. There were theories that Jack was actually a precursor.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Because he's the only person we saw who can wield all types of eco, and wasn't corrupted by the dark eco horribly, like Gall and Maya were in the first game. So there were theories that he was a precursor until the third game was released.
But what if Daxter is actually a precursor and he just didn't know it?
So he kind of is.
I know, he's the same race, but... That's weird, by the way. When everything else is subjected to the dark eco, they turn into monsters, but when he fell into the dark eco, he became a different race.
Plot armor.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were playing a little hard and loose with those rules there. Or fast and loose, I think that's the term.
You've gone insane or something.
So, I would say that if in series game thing, I would say that if a non-pure heart touches dark eco, they would become corrupted. But say an idiot like Daxter falls into a pit of dark eco by accident, I would say they would become a different race.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't.
It really doesn't. It doesn't work like that.
Think about it this way, Monkey. Dark eco is still eco, which is life energy tech, kind of. What happens when an evil force takes control of life energy? They become corrupted.
Yeah.
So think about it, if a dark heart touches dark life energy, what'll think will happen?
Well, who just
That dark heart will grow more powerful, yes, but their outsides revert. Their outsides show what they look like on the inside, dark, corrupted, and all of that.
Yeah, remember, it's still a kid's game.
Pure heart.
It's gotta be cheesy and shitty because it's a kid's game.
Yes, that's also a point.
But it's...
What, say, someone stupid like Daxter who doesn't have any darkness in his heart.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the
dark
need
eco.
to murder, like Jax. Daxter's a nice guy. Jack is, meanwhile, a fucking psychopath who doesn't speak and just murders everything in sight.
It is also mentioned in the start of the game that Daxter doesn't have any affinity towards eco.
Yeah.
Could that be a reason?
Right. That could be yes as well.
What if he has an affinity toward dark eco and he just doesn't know it?
I mean, there is a dark Daxter in the retarded game, the stupid game. Excuse me.
I didn't watch that, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, how does that work? Why does he have a dark version if he doesn't have any affinity towards eco?
See,
Like we
I
said,
don't know the answer to that question because
game's not canon.
I don't consider the game part of the actual Dak and Daxter series.
Jack.
Dak and Jackster?
Yes. I don't consider it an actual game of the series, though it has the same name. It's not the same game.
It's like a reboot alternate timeline thing.
That
It's like
turned
Elder
out
Scrolls
extremely shit.
Battlespire, which is not actually a part of the Elder Scrolls series.
Yeah, it's like
That turned
Blades.
out really shitty and that no one likes.
It's actually very similar to Blades.
It has the same name, but it's not the same series, and nobody likes it.
Well, you can't
So
say
they kind of
nobody.
write
I'm sure
off.
there's a small audience that like it.
Yeah, the 1% of Jack and Daxter fans. Those are the people that like it.
Okay. Monkey's next question.
Everybody else doesn't like it.
All of my questions go on from the second game onward. I'm done with the first game.
I want to know the origin of the metalheads.
You think there's an origin?
Well,
I'm gonna make him think.
so this kind of was revealed in the second game, closer to the end. So they weren't actually originally called Metalheads. They had a different name. It started with an H. Hold on, let me search this up. I don't remember.
Oraquan.
Thank you, Raven. Yes,
Yep.
that one. So those were the original names of the Metalheads. They were fighting with the precursors, and they got sealed away by the original precursors, and now they're back. That's what we
Very
know.
little concerning the Metalhead's origin is made apparent. Albeit during Jax 2, it is revealed that the precursors waged war against the Metalheads and their unnamed Dark Leader. When the alien race thereafter destroyed the precursor civilization, ruled the universe for eons unopposed. Jack also briefly mentioned during Jak 3 that the Horaquan were at some point in an alliance with the Darkmakers, but were betrayed. It is unknown who the referred to Dark Leader is, or what the race's original intention or purpose was, though it is known that the leader of the Metalheads in the Mar era and Haven City era was Metal Core, who was possibly the mentioned Dark Leader.
Yes, that's all we know of the Metalheads.
So it's just the generic, like, oh, it's an alien.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
This is really a kid's game, is it?
Hey, here's a question.
Started off as a kids game.
Are the Metalheads robots or bugs?
Combination.
Cyborgs, maybe?
So they'd be bugs then,
Combination of the two.
Cybugs.
I'd say they were originally creatures that got corrupted by the Dark Makers and turned them into Metalheads. Then the Dark Makers betrayed their own creation.
You think there's eco in space?
Maybe.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I do. I personally
Maybe,
do.
because if it's everywhere... Well, we still have to argue the fact that space is...
Well, it's said that the Metalheads are alien in nature, so I assume they mean literally.
I mean, maybe it's on other planets,
Yeah.
but in the cold, dead space...
Well, that's not what I meant. Yeah.
Okay, no, well, on other planets, yes. Not in the cold and darkness of space.
Hey, you never know. Maybe there's eco holes. Like a black hole, but filled with eco.
It just sucks all matter.
Yeah, and then it
turns
corrupts
into-
them.
That could be interesting. It's just
I mean,
like
we don't know.
corrupts entire planets at a time.
But that kind of was the Dark Makers. they did that.
Okay, Monkey, how many questions do you have left?
One, two, three, 6.
6?
Yes.
Excuse me. Go ahead and ask your next question then.
I'm gonna skip one.
What?
I'm gonna skip one of them.
Okay.
This kind of relates to my first question I asked, but like, if Eco is the life, if the thing that gave everything life, how was it created?
God's sperm.
So I would say Eco wasn't. I would say it was created by the Earth itself, by the planet itself, and
It was created by the precursors,
So-
but
I mean, there are some parallels
Well-
between Dark Eco and Oil.
ooh, yeah, true,
yeah.
very true.
So so the planet creates Eco. Perhaps the precursors tried something with Dark Eco, tried to create some sort of Dark Eco, and it failed, creating the Dark Makers. Then the precursors sealed off Dark Eco and sent the Dark Makers away.
If they sent them away
Possibly.
once, couldn't they do it again then?
Not always.
Did. They tried.
They sent them
tried.
back in
They've
time.
always failed. They've always failed. That's why they
Also,
have
they-
to use the planetary defense system to destroy them entirely.
It's because they, basically, the Dark Makers grew too powerful then.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Kind of feels, you know what this feels like?
It's
The
sad.
Dark Eco thing feels like it took inspiration from the Dark Side of the Force from Star Wars.
I wouldn't put it past that.
Because
Wouldn't put it past it.
it's a very powerful type of power, and it corrupts you slowly into seeking more power, basically.
I mean, it's certainly possible.
Am I the only one who sees that?
No, I see it, but...
Now that you mentioned it, I can kind of see it, but
And there's light and dark eco.
You could also compare it to oil and soapy water.
True, but that would also make the fact that Jax would then, by the end of the third game, would be then a Grey Jedi.
That doesn't exist.
They do, you don't know what
one
they
who
are?
has
No, those don't exist. You're
has
lying.
one who has complete control of
Yeah,
light
they
and
do.
dark.
They're not in the original trilogy.
Star Wars is not just a movie trilogy, it was books before it was movies.
No, I think you're wrong. I think it's only a trilogy.
Wow, you're such a Beijing bitch, Raven.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know anything about Star Wars. You guys have already lost to me.
You see, they made 3 movies, and then they made 3 prequels, and then they made 3 sequels to the original 3.
Well, the 3 more recent ones are bullshit and disgusting.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm not really a huge Star Wars fan in general, though.
Anyone who's read the books is gonna have one main complaint, which is gonna be Darth Maul. Because
Yeah.
in the books, Darth Maul has a mouth on him.
What the hell is Dark Maul?
Darth.
Yeah,
Alright,
see what I know?
Raven, we're gonna have to do a Star Wars episode.
God, I don't want to do a Star Wars episode.
Well, we have to teach you karma, don't we?
No, we really don't need to.
Yes, we do.
Alright, but I'm talking the entire time like the one guy, Jar Jar Binks.
That fucking works for me. This is gonna be a great episode.
Hope we lost the entire time.
Actually, I'd rather we all...
want to make episode.
We should all talk like Yoda for the entire episode, actually. That'd be great.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, I do know who that is.
Good. You know,
It's the little green.
the
That's
most
the little
famous
green
character
guy.
beside Anakin.
Get that reference, you
The
do.
little, it's the little green guy.
Yes.
Good.
He does
You don't
backflips and
use
shit,
the-
and then he makes fucking Luke do a bunch of training that's bullshit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does
was the little green guy
backflips.
that spoke weird.
He goes, and then he does backflips.
Why did you just imitate Marge Simpson?
Homie!
Homie!
I'll crump with you, sweetie!
Marge honestly sounds like she's been smoking for 50 years.
Yeah, the more recent episodes are really bad. It's because of her voice. She's been doing that voice for so long. Either way, let's get back on topic.
But you guys know that.
Jack and Daxter. Is it a kid's series? Because holy fuck, the second game onward is way too complicated.
So, okay. First game is a kid's game, yes. The very first one, the Precursor Legacy, is a kid's game.
And then the second and third ones aren't. They're for teens and adults.
Yes. Because if you couldn't keep it as a kid's game the way it was going, because it would be very hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, but
they-
yeah.
No,
So
but
they
yeah.
upped it to more teenness.
Teen rated.
What I'm trying to. Yes.
They actually gave lore and like a plot and a story as opposed to just, I'm trying to get my animal friend back into a human. They realized, oh wait a minute, this is the 2000s, we need to be edgier.
I think it was something like that. I don't know for sure because I haven't read up on everything.
Yeah. Alright, all my questions are for the third game onward now. The second game was
Monkey
pretty
got any
straightforward to
questions
me.
for the second? Yeah, it really is. Though it is 8 hours long. But yes.
Well, I mean, like, it's a complicated story, but it explains itself, at least in the video.
Mostly.
So, Monkey, any questions on the second game?
Let me check back on my word document.
Scrub doesn't have it open the whole time. Also, Spiff says tangents are his favorite, but, like, come on, we can't just do tangents all the time. Even if they
that
are
would-
the most entertaining.
That's what makes tangents fun.
Wrong.
Exactly. If we just bullshitted the whole
Yeah.
time, it wouldn't be the same type of podcast.
Does the
We do have at
monkey
least one
parrot
tangent
thingy
per episode.
and Daxter ever
Sure.
get along, or did they just hate each other's throat?
Well, I would say it's more of a love-hate relationship.
That was my
That's meant to
Discord.
be comical. That was meant to be comical in nature. Because think about it. It's a combination of a strange animal and a bird that can speak. The strange animal and a bird. Most likely they're gonna butt heads, but they made it comical to where they both can speak, so they have, you know, comic
Relief.
rebuttals. Yeah, dude, they have their comic fights with each other. So and yes, the irony of pecker being a bird's name is not lost. They did that on purpose.
Ha, he has a tiny
Wow.
pecker.
Oh wow, nice.
Thank you.
That also goes with the team rating thing. They did that purposely. Older audiences would get the joke, and younger audiences wouldn't. It's kind of what it is.
Any other questions about the second game, Monkey?
I think I'm done for the second game. He gets the light eco in the third game, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then I'm done.
So, second game was our shortest, obviously. So, second game sucks, obviously.
So that's how it works.
Yeah. If I don't have time to question the game, is it really a good game? Neg,
Like,
I mean, did you watch an 8-hour video of the entire game?
No.
I did. I also played it.
So you want to talk about the Call of Duty Zombies storyline? I could talk about that for 8 hours.
ooh,
It's not.
Exactly.
It's not for this episode.
that's interesting to me, but
Oh, it gets real
We
bad.
got another time.
They get shit on Vanguard Zombies for an hour.
Maybe another
is it
episode.
that bad?
Oh yeah, it's real bad. Who are the Crimson Guards? The guy in the video didn't explain it very well.
So the Crimson Guards are kind of just like the cops of Haven City. Officers.
So it's the royalty, like, it's the system of the city.
Yeah. Like the law enforcement.
But wasn't the princess on Jack and Dexter's side?
So she wasn't really a princess, she was just the daughter of the false leader of the city.
Well, she was the next heir, the next to the throne.
Kind of.
Either way, my point being,
Yeah, she was.
why is the Crimson Guard bad guys if Jack was, like, friends with her?
So take a look at Errol. We'll see why. Errol was basically the commander of the Crimson Guard. He was the absolute worst dickhead and one of the worst dickheads in the game.
Oh, you mean Vager, or whatever his name was?
Oh, hey, he's the other big dickhead. Metal guy.
Oh, the metalhead leader.
No, that's the one who blew up in the Dark Eco in the second.
Oh, that guy! Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that.
How the fuck
Yeah,
is he
was the
controlling
commander
them?
of the.
Or how would he become the leader, I should say? Like,
Well, he's not exactly leading anything. He's causing
Karma? Raven, are you still here?
yeah, I'm still here.
Did we just lose Karma?
Maybe.
No.
No, there you
Oh,
are.
he's back.
Okay.
Oh, I'm here.
You, like, cut out really bad. We
Like,
couldn't
heads up, he's
hear
back.
the end to what you had said.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying that he wasn't controlling it. He wasn't in control. He was causing general chaos.
Okay. Monkey, your next question?
Yes. Okay, like, as we know, like, Jack's got light eco as well as dark. Like, can he wield both of them at the same time?
Game-wise, no, he cannot. But theoretically, yes, he can.
I thought it said in the video that the light eco got rid of the dark eco.
No, it balanced it.
Oh, right.
It balanced it out. It balances it out. It's explained more in depth in game than it is on the video.
Okay.
He gets the light eco from the precursors. That helps balance his dark eco.
Sorry about the background noise, everyone.
There was background noise?
On stream there was. You guys couldn't hear it.
Okay.
So my next question. So in the second game, the reason that they can't leave the main city is because the metalheads will kill anyone who basically leaves. But in the third game, it says that the metalheads survived. How is there a second city?
So that's actually explained also in the third game, but not in the video as well. The second city is Spargus, which I don't know if he said that in the video or not.
I don't remember the names. That's too much for me to remember.
But the city was Spargus, and it wasn't exactly a whole city like Haven was. It was more of a outpost, I would say, of desert people.
Mm-hmm.
That banded together to make surviving easier in the desert.
Okay. Works for me.
It's more of what it is.
Monkey, next 2 questions.
Yes. I really like my 10th question. So is the sequel really a piece of shit? That's an entire question in my list.
Wait, is who?
The sequel, the 4th game.
Oh.
Is it really
Yes.
mine?
What one? Combat
The 4th
X Combat Racing or Lost Frontier?
Lost Frontier. How is it a piece of shit?
Fucking get. How is it a piece of shit? How is it a piece of shit, you asked? Well, monkey, let me explain it to you. They changed Daxter and Daxter's voice actors, made it completely different, and didn't comprehend the third game. Completely disregarded everything in the past happened. Do I need to go on?
Yes.
Yes.
I can help. They got a new
That's-
writing team. Or actually, I'm gonna look it up if they got a new studio entirely, but I think they did.
Yeah, it was completely. That's another thing too. A completely different team worked on it, so it wasn't the same.
Yeah. Okay.
Completely different team worked on it. They completely disregarded the entire trilogy of games lore. Daxter wasn't funny. Like that's his whole character.
To be fair, it's a
Can't
pretty
really
shit
write the
character
whole
if your
character.
entire character is just be funny.
That's what Daxter's role was, though. He was to be funny.
Yeah, he was the comic relief.
Yeah, he's comic relief.
Yeah, that was his whole character. You can't just erase that.
Then he's just a shell of a character.
Yeah,
Well, no,
and
he's there
Daxter-
to be not funny at that point.
Well,
He's there to
he
make
doesn't
you
have a
hate him.
purpose. He doesn't have like a true purpose.
They've also spent many years building up the love for who Daxter was, and then they completely disregard it. It was just a shit show, entirely.
Alright, Monkey, how many questions do you have left? I have 2 left.
I also have 2 left.
Alright, then you ask yours first.
You're gonna adore me for this card because my next 2 are about the Forbidden, the Lost forbidden.
No, I can't answer them.
All right. Well, because there's a
I've
character called
never,
10, and like the my last question I can forget, but like there's a character called 10 who's a dark eco sage, but he's not insane for some reason.
No idea.
How does that work? Doesn't make any sense. You can't be a dark eco sage and not be insane. We saw how that worked with Gaul in Gaul with Gaul in the first game.
He's a dark
You
eco
can't
sage,
just
but like he helps Daxter, the Jack and Daxter.
yeah. See, it's that's why I've never watched it, played it, because it just completely disregards everything that was Jack and Daxter. Try to make another game for the brand that was making money, and it failed.
Okay. Back to the third game. I think I'm saying the name right. Why did Viger steal young Jack away from Damus?
So I don't know if it was ever said in the video, but as we've already established, Jack has insane control over all eco powers, right?
Yes.
We've established that. Viger wanted to control that power.
Okay.
He couldn't control the power by himself. He needed someone to control it as well.
So he basically
That's where
wanted
Jack
like
comes
a student or like a mentor student thing.
No, he actually wanted Jack's power to control all power of all ecos. That's what he wanted.
Yeah, but how would he get the power is my question.
Brainwashing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I meant, basically, yeah.
Brainwashing. It
Okay.
didn't work.
Okay. Monkey.
Why he...
Yes.
Last question.
Well, my last question was like, how the hell did Daxter get dark eco powers? But like, then again, like, kind of didn't play the shit game, so he can't answer. So apparently there was a 5th game called Daxter.
No clue.
Yes, I did hear that. That was also rumored. It never actually happened.
Oh, it was rumored.
Never happened. Was going to happen until Last Frontier went horribly wrong.
Do you think it could have been good?
Last Frontier, it did have potential for being a Jack and Daxter game, yes. If the new studio didn't disregard everything and change everything, it would have been a good game, yes. It had the potential. Because of what they did, fucked it up, so no one played it. No one bought it. Which... no one buys or plays a game, series dies out.
Yeah, pretty much. The devs are gonna be like, the problem is not the fact that we wrote like shit. It's the fact that
no one bought it.
Is not popular anymore. Because it clearly can't be our fault.
As the previous games, it didn't sell as well as we hoped it would. So we're scrapping all future projects for the series. That's what happened. It always happens.
Why do I have someone follow on Twitch called Petroleum Taco?
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know them. Either way, last question now. Why? Okay, so at the end of the third game, it's revealed that the precursors are actually just a hologram. And the people controlling the hologram, whatever the fuck animal they're called, they go out in front of everyone, and basically my question is, why would they do that? Why would they reveal to everyone that it was an illusion? Why wouldn't they keep lying?
So, I believe that they didn't keep up the illusion because the Dark Makers were destroyed. Was no need to keep up the illusion any longer. So I believe that's why they revealed themselves.
Hmm.
Because there was no need to keep up the illusion any longer.
Gotcha.
At least that's what I believe.
That answers my question. Bunky, anything else you want to say?
I'm pretty much done with my questions.
Alright, Karma, anything you want to talk about?
Well, I want to say that if you are going to try these games,
Start with the fourth.
do it with extreme patience.
And start with the fourth.
No,
Exactly.
you want to start at Precursor Legacy. But do Precursor Legacy with extreme patience and zero anger. Because if you don't, you'll never beat it.
And then start speedrunning it and become a world record holder.
So let me give you a hint about why that is, Monkey. So where I stopped recently, well, I continue to play it, yes. I've recently stopped playing it because of a single part in Precursor Legacy. It was a platforming part over a giant cliff.
Have you tried getting good?
Yeah, get good, bitch.
So, yeah, I kept failing. Kept falling. And if you fall, it wouldn't bring you back to the platform that you recently reached. So it sent you back to the beginning of all the platforms that you have to push with a button that are timed. And you're on a bird that can't really jump well.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. I think that's the end of the Jack and Daxter episode. Like Karma said, if you guys want to check out the games, they're on PS2, PS3, and PS4, or you can emulate them.
I need to figure out how to use an emulator. I've never figured that out.
It's really not hard.
I do not know if they are on PS5 yet, but I doubt it. Because it was only just released recently.
They're probably on PlayStation now.
Yeah, that I wouldn't doubt. But I do know they have been remastered for PS3 and PS4. I do know that.
Okay.
So if you have a PS4 and you'd like to try them, you are more than certainly welcome to. Because they are a great game, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, everyone, please subscribe, follow, check out the YouTube channel, check out our Twitter. If you want to check out any of these things, go into the Twitch chat and simply type exclamation point and then the name of the social media. If we have it, it'll be shown. Join the Discord, though, just so you are aware, the Discord is 18+. And
Let's be real. The Discord is a fucking porn Discord.
yes, it is. But we also keep updates on
Wait,
our
we're not-
podcast there.
Yes, we do keep updates then.
Yeah, we don't have a MySpace, we don't have a Facebook or an Instagram.
Yeah, we're not
Could
50.
make them, but I don't want to.
Yeah, we could technically make them, but we're not going to.
I mean, what would be the use
that's
of
too
your
much
fucking
work.
MySpace account except getting like people that still want to live in the past?
As far as I'm aware, MySpace is for, like, bands now. Anyway.
We're not a band.
Goodbye, everyone, and if
Who
you're
raid?
here, make sure you use the raid emote. We're rating
Oh.
coefficient.
I was gonna say BlackRock is live, but alright.
Now, fuck BlackRock. He's a bitch.
Damn, Sag.
Yep.
I'll make sure to let him know that.
Yeah. Alright, everyone. Goodbye.
Says you're a bitch!
Yep. Give love to Koei.
I'll let him know.